Hello and welcome to Iron Pod. It is proudly brought to you by West Blue Consulting, Ghana Oil Company Limited, and Ghana Community Network Services. Media partner is a Business and Financial Times. People, the entire past week was dedicated to single window. Now, a lot of talk about this particular project that let's ensure one particular clearance chain that will ensure easy way of doing business in the port. An international conference was held here in Ghana, the 6th edition of the International Single Window Conference. It was hosted by the Ghana Community Network Services, our proud sponsor. Take a listen to how the conference began.
The 6th edition of the International Single Window Conference has been held in Ghana with a call on governments of countries to take over the management of the National Single Window to ensure the ease of doing business, eliminates the tendency of causing multiple data submission, and safeguarding national revenue. The conference, which brought together more than 500 participants with about 200 foreign delegates from over 20 countries, focused on improving trade facilitation agreements and e-commerce using single window as a catalyst. Welcoming the participants of the conference, which was organized by Ghana Community Network Services (GCNet), supported by Ministry of Trade and Ghana Revenue Authority, under the auspices of the African Alliance for E-Commerce. The executive chairman of GCNet, Dr. Note Enabu, said there was a need for governments of countries like Ghana to set new benchmarks towards the attainment of trade facilitation agreements goals that have been set by the relevant protocols within the World Customs Organization framework.
In view of the importance of trade growth and its facilitation, the single window system has been identified in all relevant international protocols as being a key for the integration of all the various systems, transportation, warehousing, cargo tracking, payment systems that help to promote trade and revenue flows.
He said GCNet over the years have consistently ensured that it supports governments in attainment of such trade facilitation targets.
Indeed, the solutions that GCNet has recently brought onto the Ghana market include an integration of the revenue collection systems with the expenditure systems of government, electronic transit trade monitoring, as well as electronic business registration, all of which have been deployed and developed by GCNet.
Dr. Mabo called for policy measures to allow technology service providers to develop innovative information technology solutions to ensure greater efficiency in e-governance and trade processes.
The truth is that the space for e-commerce initiatives in Ghana, and indeed across the continent, is still largely untapped.
Other speakers took their turn to highlight that the potential of e-commerce has not been generally harnessed on the continent of Africa and advised governments to leverage single window to promote intra-African trade and deepen cross-border services.
It will be vital to ensure, therefore, that e-commerce is harnessed with the right policies to contribute to Africa's development goals.
These two agreements are very important, information technology and also trade facility, going to support a lot of traders.
There are three key global drivers who are driving our business agenda. On top of them is the focus on trade facilitation.
A Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Mr. Robert Ahomka-Lindsay, urged governments, parliamentarians, policymakers, experts and global practitioners to embrace the single window systems and called for a cooperative arrangement between customs and other government institutions involved in international trade to facilitate a seamless transfer of trade data and exchange of risk intelligence of both national and international levels.
The single window facility serves as an instrument to improve the publication and availability of information such as improve transparency on fees and charges, facilitate electronic payment of duties and taxes, minimize formalities and documentation requirements, and allow trade operators to apply for advance rulings as provided by Article 4 of the Trade Facilitation Agreement, to which Ghana is a signatory.
Participants participants are optimistic that knowledge shared and the political support enjoyed by this year's International Single Window Conference as a follow-up to the previous edition, which was held in Marrakesh, Morocco in September 2017, will go along with transform trading pattern in Ghana and on the continent be for the next new edition of the conference.
Also in attendance, as a matter of fact, the guest speaker or the guest of honor was the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who also touched on a number of issues, including the project that he himself is spearheading in the port, and that is the electronic clearance systems, one-stop shop electronic clearance systems called paperless.
A nation's single window is explained to be a system which ensures a seamless process for the clearance of goods at ports, often using electronic procedures. Addressing the 6th International Conference on National Single Window, organized by GCNet and supported by the Ministry of Trade and Industry and Ghana Revenue Authority under the auspices of the African Alliance for E-Commerce, the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has expressed optimism that effective implementation of a single window platform will make port operations efficient and significantly enhance revenue generation for Ghana.
Without a doubt, an effective single window platform simplifies port operations and transactions, and it is not surprising, therefore, that a number of countries are implementing this platform.
The Vice President reiterated that Ghana's government is putting in place reforms to ensure trade facilitation by removing unnecessary bottlenecks, which seeks to create a friendly environment for doing business.
Our goal as the government of Ghana is to build the most business-friendly economy in Africa. In pursuing this, we have taken steps to bring fiscal discipline to the management of our economy since we came into office 9 months ago.
He said the Ghana government is currently embarking on ambitious reforms aimed at improving the business environments with implementation of a paperless port project, which has so far yielded significant results.
Currently, we are embarking on reforms aimed at improving the business environment, and there are reforms in many areas. One of these is the implementation of the paperless port project.
He also revealed that it took a political will and cooperation from stakeholders to make the implementation of the project a success, as government spent no money in realizing that vision.
And fundamentally, we did this by streamlining processes. The systems were there, but they were still very manual. And I'm glad to say the Ministry of Finance was very happy because we were able to achieve the paperless ports without the government spending a single penny.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, urged Ghanaians to support the government as it seeks to bring fiscal discipline to the management of the economy and grow the economy to the ease of every citizen.
So that was the main opening of that 6th edition of the International Conference on Single Window there. But on the sidelines of that main opening, there were a number of issues that were being discussed.
Meanwhile, at the plenary sessions, participants discussed issues such as the World Trade Organization's new trade facilitation agreement that came to being on 22nd of February 2017 and has been passed by 121 members of WTO out of the 162 members of that organization. Issues regarding the significance of Ghana's paperless port project and the way forward were discussed by heads of institutions.
We had multiplicity of agencies operating in the ports, and each of them will flag its legal instrument entitling it to do what they are doing, and the Port Authority does not coach them how to do their job. Almost all these agencies had their standalone paperless systems, which wouldn't talk to each other. And lo and behold, come the government in power. I was bold enough to take the bull by the horn and say that enough is enough. By marshalling the political will that had been absent to empower us to drive this paperless system.
His Excellency the Vice President amply demonstrated in the political will in me that we needed to go paperless Shippers Authority, we did not sit down. By our mandates, we promote and protect the interest of shippers. So we sought right from the beginning to sensitize our shippers to ensure that they had a buy-in into this regime which had come to stay.
So processes were mapped, algorithms were created, resources commandeered, technologies deployed. We had the fair share of our training, and then we rolled. But there was a critical factor, that is the attitude of all the players involved. I wouldn't say the attitude factor was completely ignored, but it was underrated. And as a result, we suffered a lot of hiccups.
We used to have the case of the paper being filled. We used to have what we call the face vet, looking at the paper and say, oh, everything is fine. Or maybe I don't like your face, so you need to add something else again. Thirdly, there was a number. There was what they call the hologram saving. There was the payment process, which entailed a long queue being formed. So right from the very beginning, GCNet eliminated all these other processes. So the commitment of GCNet to paperless has been, right from the very beginning.
In customs compliance, previously, the compliance used to be done at the port, which by implication means that we had quite a big level of human interaction. We had traders going physically to see the custom officers who were at the point of compliance. Now compliance has been moved away from the port to a different location so that the officers have the ability to work independent of traders and the public.
The Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry and Chairman of Ghana's Port Reforms and Efficiency Committee, Carlos Ahinkra, highlighted government's plans towards port efficiency in Ghana.
The first thing that came to our mind as a committee was to disintegrate the interface between customs officers, or let me say officers. If I say officers, I mean every officer that works in the port, and of course every agent that works in the port on the other side. So in removing the interface, you reduce the length of time used in discussing, let me borrow the word. And by so saying, you shorten the length of time needed to clear goods out of the port.
He warned importers to desist from enticing clearing agents to be non-compliant.
We are going to look for compliance not from agents but from importers. We are not going to tackle the problem from the branch anymore, we will tackle it from the root.
Carlos Ahinkra urged Ghanaians to be tolerant and support the government of the day to streamline procedures at the ports and bring relief to the economy.
So back in the port, the newly appointed ambassador of Burkina Faso to Ghana was in the port to take a look at the operations of the port and also get acquainted with the new clearance system, the electronic systems and all of that, and also sort of strengthening the ties that have existed between Burkina Faso as well as Ghana when it comes to trade.
A delegation from the Embassy of Burkina Faso in Ghana, led by the newly appointed ambassador Pingre Noma Zagre, have paid a visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to familiarize themselves with port operations, discuss trade partnership between Ghana and Burkina Faso, and cement already existing cordial trade relations that exist between the two countries.
Des quais à partager, anticiper. Voilà. Pour savoir les quais où les anticiper. Voilà, on fait ça même électronique. Ah oui, c'est ça. Avant, on s'est réunis comme ça, bien, là où la position là où cette bateau va arrêter dans le port. Mais maintenant on fait ça électronique. Donc comme pour les avions, on communique avec le commandant, le capitaine de bord, sur quel quai il doit aller. Exactement.
Ghana and Burkina Faso has had long-lasting relations, transcend cultural, political and geographical boundaries, but also has strong ties in trade since time immemorial. Ghana, for instance, depends on Burkina Faso for some notable vegetables like tomatoes and onions, while Burkina Faso has safely relied on Ghana's ports for both importation and exportation of goods to and from that country. Among the various ports in the West African countries seeking to serve the landlocked country of Burkina Faso, Ghana's ports receive the largest amount of cargo that is imported into Burkina Faso, followed by Togo and then Ivory Coast. Goods meant to go to the transit countries of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger through Ghana's ports have consistently increased, and in 2016, Tema port documented a record high of 59% increase, a figure that is expected to even go up this year 2017. It is in this taste that Ghana and Burkina Faso always continue to do all it can to protect their respect for each other and their mutual interest as well. During his first visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the newly appointed ambassador of Burkina Faso expressed appreciation of the immense support his country has always enjoyed from Ghana's Port Authority. The Burkinabe ambassador stressed that it is his vision as well as that of his government to maintain and improve the cordial trade relations between Ghana and Burkina Faso. Receiving the delegation, the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Paul Asariansa, who also served as the Port Authority's trade representative to Burkina Faso for about 4 years, said the Port Authority will continue to create the enabling environment to make trading with Ghana's landlord partners, particularly Burkina Faso, the best.
And the fact that Burkina is our main transit operator now, with the expansion of the port, we are going to grab all the transit countries, especially Mali and Niger.
Paul Asariansa highlighted recent development including the construction of a new reefer yard, the refurbishment of the transit terminal, and most importantly the electronic clearance procedures, otherwise called paperless clearance systems, in the port as some major efforts aimed at sustaining Ghana's ports as the preferred in the sub-region.
And the interesting thing or the refreshing thing is that government is also committed to fixing the bad side of the road on the western portion to Bobo de Lasso and to Mali. Ça veut dire il y a un parti de la route entre Nandong et Hamili, Wissa, qui est un peu mauvais. Donc les camions, les citernes de camions qui vont à Bobo et à Mali, ils sont obligés de passer par Ouaga.
The Burkinabe ambassador also called on one of the deputies of the Director General, who is the director of the Port of Tema, Edward Osei, and assured him of the embassy's commitment to do business with Tema Port. The director of the Port of Tema, Edward Osei, on his part also guaranteed the Burkinabe ambassador of his unflinching support in doing business with the Tema Port. The Director General accompanied the delegation to the refurbished transit terminal where goods were being discharged. The delegation interacted with some of the port users and assessed the clearance processes. The delegation also went round the port and visited other key areas such as the newly built reefer container yard and the ongoing Tema Port expansion project site.
So certainly there's a brighter future for the transit trade, particularly the trade between Ghana and Burkina Faso. On port returns after the break. Stay with us.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
You are a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
This is the official paperless process flow of Ghana's ports effective September 1st, 2017, under the auspices of the Presidency of the Republic of Ghana, in collaboration with stakeholder ministries, departments and agencies, service providers and private sector. 1. Trader registers his business and/or product with regulatory agencies online on the Ghana Trading Hub portal in compliance with existing rules and regulations. 2. Trader obtains UCR online on the EMDA platform. 3. Trader fills and submits import declaration form IDF online. IDF fee is paid electronically via Ghana's Trading Hub portal using mobile money, card, Visa or Ghana Link, online banking or in-branch. 4. Trader obtains required import licenses, permits and certificates pre-arrival of goods. Tariff manager determines controlling agencies based on mapped and agreed HS codes. Fees and charges may be paid using existing modes of payment or electronically via Ghana's Trading Hub portal using mobile money, card, that's Visa or Ghana Link, online banking or in-branch. 5. Risk clearance system determines selectivity of transactions. Compliant transactions, that's green, are granted automatic customs release without scanning or physical examination. Non-compliant transactions are subjected to scanning and joint inspection if anomalies are found. 6. Airlines and shipping lines or their authorized third-party representatives submit manifest electronically pre-arrival of goods in accordance with existing rules and regulations. Manifest is shared real-time with GPHA and all necessary systems or agencies. Amendment process is carried out online. Manifest is reconciled with the CCVR declaration for anomalies. Penalties may be paid using existing modes of payment or electronically via Ghana's Trading Hub portal using mobile money, card, that's Visa, MasterCard or Ghana Link, online banking or in-branch. 7. Trader applies for CCVR online with electronic signature. Licenses, permits and certificates of regulatory agencies is mandatory for CCVR. 8. Customs Classification and Valuation Report (CCVR) is issued electronically and transmitted seamlessly to all relevant agencies or systems. 9. Trader submits bill of entry online after transmission of CCVR. Where goods are declared for bonded warehouse, the application will be made online via the bonded warehouse module, complemented by an inventory and bond management system on gigs. Duties and fees may be paid using existing modes of payment or electronically via Ghana's Trading Hub portal using mobile money, card, that's Visa or Ghana Link, online banking or in-branch. 10. GRA Customs releases consignment online on Ghana Custom Management System GCMS. 11. Importer or agent submits a request electronically through gigs to the shipping lines for delivery of the consignment with the original electronic bill of lading. Importer presents the bill of lading to the shipping line to confirm title of goods that's legally required to be paper. 12. Shipping line issues an invoice to the customer for payment. That's invoices cover freight, container deposit, demurrage and administrative charges as necessary. 13. Agent pays invoice value. Fees and charges may be paid using existing modes of payment or electronically via Ghana's Trading Hub portal using mobile money or card, that's Visa, MasterCard or Ghana Link, online banking or in-branch. 14. After payment to shipping line's account on the gigs, the shipping line issues a delivery order to the terminal and the consignees. 15. Importer makes a request through gigs to GPHA, terminal or ICD to take delivery of the consignment. 16. GPHA or terminal or ICD assesses line release status and ability to provide service by required date, and through gigs, GPHA or terminal or ICD generate an invoice. 17. Importer or agent will make payment online or in branch. Receiving banking will send the electronic payment receipt to GPHA or terminal or ICD. 18. GPHA or terminal or ICD receives the payment. For compliant transactions, the container is positioned for delivery and an SMS or email is sent to the importer or agent for pickup. Otherwise, A. Goods of non-compliant transactions are scanned. If no anomaly is found, the goods are released. Otherwise, the goods are subjected to joint inspection on the GEMIS platform. B. Consignment is jointly inspected by all required agencies based on mapped HS codes, aided by mobile device for field officers. C. If testing is required, testing will be conducted by a nominated testing agency based on agency-agreed SLAs on behalf of all, with results shared electronically. D. If anomalies found, compliance directives are issued. E. Consignment is seized whenever compliance directives are not adhered to. 19. GPHA or terminal or ICD issues a delivery allow and an electronic notification is sent to importer or agent through gigs. 20. GPHA or terminal or ICD generates e-way bill, sends copy to accompany cargo and gate out at exit gate. Notes: movement of cargo to ICD. Shipping Lines prepares and submits ICL to GPHA for approval. Shipping Lines creates cargo CMR on GIGS platform. Customs validate CMR after acceptance by ICDIN. Case supplementary ICL is required to be treated. The same process of submission and approval is followed as in the main. Import containers are loaded on ICD trucks from MPS or Terminal 1 en route to ICD through Western Gate. Customs and GPHA security at Western Gate confirms the status of containers being transferred on GIGS and validates same with track and driver ID. ICD receives containers into stack and upload status on GCNet platform, car terminal. Ramp tallies and barcodes are generated from the key with handheld devices. VCR generated electronically. ETT generated electronically. Vehicles are scanned via barcode into SCTL terminal. Electronic manifest is downloaded from GIGS into SCTL system for clearance of vehicles. This is the official paperless process flow of Ghana's ports effective September 1st, 2017, under the auspices of the Presidency of the Republic of Ghana, in collaboration with stakeholder ministries, departments and agencies, service providers and private sector. Paperless ports, the sure way of Ghana's economic growth.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Iron Port. Coming up next are news and activities that are happening in and around the ports and maritime industry.
The Fire and Safety Departments of the Ports Authority, in collaboration with Karpower Ghana Company Limited, management of the power ship and barge that are supplying electricity in commercial quantity to Ghana, has held a fire and evacuation simulation exercise on board the new 450 MW Karpower ship that arrived in Ghana in August 2017. So far, there are about 120 workers, both Ghanaians and foreigners, working on both the new 450 MW Karpower ship and the 2015 MW Karpower barge. The organizers of the simulation exercise believe such practice affords them the opportunity to effectively respond to any emergency or unforeseen eventualities.
An oiler had a problem and they sounded an alarm of a fire outbreak. So the moment the fire alarm was sounded, they called our fire station, and within some few minutes they came to their rescue.
The Fire and Safety Manager of Tema Port, Jimmy Nabdese, described the scenario created.
Within a short time, the fire team were here, the fire brigade were here with their structure to aid the fire team on board to do the first search to find where the victim was.
He said though some challenges were encountered in the course of the exercise, the main purpose of the exercise was to test the power ship's emergency response procedure level under a different scenario and its interface with the port's emergency response units, which they have successfully achieved. The fire manager said the exercise has also allowed the port's emergency team the platform to test and familiarize themselves with the firefighters' installations and appliances on board the new Karpower ship, as well as its conformity to that of the port.
This is first of its kind, a test that is done, and we deem it successful because the crew on board, the team on board, and my team were able to, organize themselves well, and this was done.
Some of the staff of the power ship said the simulation exercise has boosted their confidence in the port's safety mechanisms and now feel safer.
Thank you so much for GPHA authority. I feel so safe here with this team also. Thanks for all the guys for cooperation.
The new Karpower ship arrived in Ghana on Thursday, 24th August 2017 as Ghana's second Karpower ship with a 450 megawatts capacity. The new power ship, called Osman Khan, will replace the other current 225 megawatts barge, which was delivered in November 2015 after it reaches its full production capacity. Ghana's foremost oil marketing company and CIMG Petroleum Company of the Year, GOIL, has yet again announced a price reduction in its petroleum products effective October 3rd, 2017. According to GOIL, the decision to reduce the prices come as a result of falling petroleum prices on the international market. Hence, as a market leader, GOIL deems it important to keep faith with the consuming public by equally adjusting its prices downward.
Thankfully, prices are getting down, so we had to quickly review our prices to move in tandem with the industry, and because we are the pace setters, I'm sure that very soon you see that everybody will follow suit.
According to GOIL, petrol or Super XP has been reduced by 5 pesos from 4 Ghana cedis 41 pesos to 4 Ghana cedis 36 pesos, while diesel has been reduced by some 2 pesos from 4 Ghana cedis 272 pesos to 4 Ghana cedis 270 pesos. Addressing some fuel station managers in Accra, the Chief Operating Officer of GOIL, Alex Aziu, said in addition to the price reduction of its fuel, it has also invented mobile vans which go around the entire country to inspect the quality of its products to ensure their total efficiency for the consuming public.
We always have to find a way of making sure that the integrity of the product is kept intact right from the loading point to the service stations. So what we have done is to ensure that we will track these products so that at the point of delivery we are very sure that all the parameters are in place.
He added that so far the van has been to several of the about 300 GOIL filling stations across the country to conduct the inspection, and the result has been great.
And so far, so good. We are giving everybody the assurance that we believe in quality, and therefore everybody should troop to our station because they know that they are going to get value for their money.
It has been recalled that in March this year 2017, Ghana Oil Company reduced prices of its fuel twice in that month. The company says it believes that as a market leader offering products such as marine gas for vessels, aviation fuel for airline, petrol and diesel for vehicles, lubricants and so on, it will continue to be a benchmark for competitive fuel pricing in the industry in Ghana and also guarantee customers of quality fuel and fuel products.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with GOIL synthetic oil and any quality GOIL oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with GOIL synthetic oil.
We are a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose GOIL.
Ashene Pankasa. GOIL, good energy.
Schedules of vessels in the port, those that are at anchorage, those also expected in the coming week, as well as the Bank of Ghana exchange rates in the port next. Always been encouraging all of you to send us your comments and queries as far as doing business around the port is concerned, and we are happy to tell you that a lot of you have queries and comments. Some are next.
Isaac Kinsley Chase says, Hi Iron Port, I want you to fish out for me from the customs the procedure for levying import duty on new cars. I've been onto customs website as directed in one of your interviews and only found the duty calculator for used cars online. Nothing was said about new cars, and I am wondering what criteria they will use when a new car is imported into the country. I'm resident in UK and retiring. I am coming back home and intend to bring along a car for personal use. I've already sent 2 enquiry mails to the customs, but I've not received any feedback. I therefore count on your cooperation to get to the bottom of what is prevailing in the clearance of a new car. I do not want to be embarrassed on this occasion. I hope to hear from you. Thank you very much, Mr. Che. In fact, the top hierarchy of customs have admitted your observation is right, and they had overlooked the calculation for brand new cars on their calculator on the website because the assumed majority of cars imported into Ghana are used, and the few brand new ones are largely imported by corporations. The situation will be rectified immediately, and I'm sure you will soon find the calculator for brand new cars on the website. In the meantime, you can submit your invoice to your clearing agent to process the customs classification valuation report, which will establish the duties and taxes that you need to pay on your brand new car or cars. You can equally send us your chassis or VIN number, and we will assist to check the duty of your brand new cars. We deeply appreciate this feedback, and once again, customs says they apologize for not getting back to you on time. Raymond Mon says, I would like to know whether clearing for damaged or accident cars imported is done differently from a car that is not accidented or damaged. No, Raymond, clearing procedures for damaged or accidented cars are not different from cars that are intact or not damaged. Francis Osei Safuedu from Kumasi says, I would like to suggest if you can also educate the general public on how to clear their own goods without using clearing agents. Also, is there a process to follow through the internet to pay duties electronically? Francis, fortunately or unfortunately for you, the customs laws enshrined in Ghana's constitution does not allow you nor anyone to clear your own goods without the assistance of the clearing agents. So you may study the procedure, but you will still have to rely on clearing agents to clear your goods for you until such a law no longer exists. You are, however, advised to deal with agents who are registered under legitimate agency whose work can be trusted. They are very fine and professional people out there who can really facilitate the clearance of your goods. Also, fortunately, now more than ever, as a result of the paperless port operations, you can monitor the process for clearing your goods online, but only an accredited clearing agent can carry out this process on your behalf, according to the laws of Ghana. Also, all major TV networks are airing the Vice President's sanctioned paperless clearance flow chart at prime times. You may follow that for your personal information. The same chart is on this program. Again, anytime you want to know the state of your goods and at what level it is in the clearance chain, just text your declaration number to 1477 and that information will be delivered to you instantly via text by GCNet. Nanamu Usukwache comments on the agent who was arrested for under-declaring the content of his container and says, interested in making more revenues indeed. I guess customs should also think of the ordinary Ghanaian too. The number of importers and agents who troop in at the customs head office to resolve their import charges or issues and the unnecessary delays by customs. The resultant high port or harbour rent charges paid by importers due to the delays by customs which they never accept to be from them. How do you expect this agent to be able to pay 4 times the duty amount as a penalty? That is impossible. It is true that he or she erred, but the punishment is too harsh. This should be reconsidered. Thomas Kwekulabi also comments on the clearing agent who under-declared his goods and says, good work, customs, but also check some of your own officers because some of them are still in their old state of corrupt practices. Let us see you arresting some of them as well. My name is Isaac Kwashi from Krobodumasi. Please, I need a job as a harbor security and it is my vision. Please help me to apply and be employed. I will be very happy to hear from you. Well, Isaac, like we always say on this program, there are a lot of institutions working in and around the port business. Try identify your choice and make the effort to sell yourself to them by applying with your credentials. Who knows, you may soon be living your own dreams or vision.
So we have to say a big thank you to all of you who continue to watch us, particularly those of you who also comment on the program, give us feedback when you do business with the port. We appreciate it. You see in there, somebody has corrected customs on something very vital that is not on their website but must be there. We request of the same from you all the time. Thanks for watching the program, and thanks to my crew, Robert Nyantechi, Godwin Kabute, Solomon Anderson, Joe Lavo, Joe Bone, Flavia Muesi, Grace Sachurako, executive producers, Madame Abna Sewa Opokufosu, as well as Madame Esther Jebidonko. Thanks for watching.